get, let me just write this down, give me a second. Mazel is tools, and that is the purpose of accomplishing your mission. So let's say this. Let's say a person, you know, when we used to live in Israel, so there was the tradition was there, if somebody had a child, had a baby, then the people in the neighborhood would make meals for this family for like 4 months. That's why they had so many kids, because it paid off. It was worth it. You know, I was like, yeah, great. So people would make meals for months, yeah. So I would imagine a person, just hypothetically, a woman whose mission is to do what's called chesed. She is an expert at loving kindness. Okay? She's a tremendous giver. She is somebody who gives tremendously. What does she do? She goes and she now, whenever someone gives birth, she's the first one to round people up, to make meals for them, and she's always the person when someone is not ill, and makes orders to go visit the person. She is a tremendous giver, and she goes and she would make these meals for people who gave birth or were ill, and she'd cook and bake for them. That's, let's say, that's part of her mission in life, that she is a person who gives loving kindness. That's her unique thing that she could do. Now let's say her tools like this. Let's say as her tools, she's got one small oven. So what does she do? She goes and she's baking all the time, and she can't really fit it all in because she's got a small oven. She has a certain mazel, certain tools that are limited or small, and she's using those to accomplish her mission. Now it's theoretically possible that God might say, you know what? She is doing such a great job with her tools to accomplish her mission, we're going to change her tools. We're going to give her a, what?
Bigger oven.
A bigger oven. She starts making money. And now before she had this little tiny oven, and now she's making money. Now she can be even more of a giver. Now, what is she supposed to do? Is she supposed to get a bigger oven and be more of a giver? Or is she supposed to take the money and go to Tahiti? What should she do? Tahiti, yeah, we're going. Just think of all of us. You see, that's the challenge in life. Because what happens is, when our tools change, and we maybe get better tools, we often forget our mission. That's not the idea. The idea is, if you have the tools now, and she's making, she has more money now, and her mission in life is to be that giver, she's got to take those improved tools and use them to accomplish her mission. You just do. And that's even why we change someone's name if they're sick. You know why? Because the name of the person is who they are. Now, this person's tools might be like Rabbi Akiva's daughter. She's only going to live for 18 years. That's all she had. That's all she had in the bank. Right? That snake was going to kill her. But she changed it. A person might have tools right now. They might be going through a difficult time, not be ill. What we want to say is, this person now is a different person. We give them a different name. It is to say they get a new mazel. They get a new flow to accomplish something. Now, how does that work? Is that a game? You just all of a sudden give someone a new name and there's someone new? No. The answer is, when we add a name to someone, what we're trying to say is the person is acquiring a different aspect. They're acting a little bit different. If, let's say, generally for a man, we add the name Chayim, which means life. And for a woman, Chayim, very often which also means life. And the job of the person then is to go and to use that to express a different part of themselves. They got to become a different person. And if they become a different person, then what happens? They may change the tools that they get. That's why we change names. Yeah.
So is that changing the tools or changing the mission?
Changing the tools. Changing the tools. Because the person may get a different flow, it's not going to change the mission.
But isn't, in one of your talks before, you talked about like a young child that they were doing a bris and then it became when the child passed away and like the mission was that the child was supposed to be there to be able to, so like, would it matter if you change the tools if the mission is still the same? Isn't the mission the end game?
The mission is the end game, yes. And and we're going to see that in a second. The mission is the end game. I mean, nobody here wants to have bad tools, right? Right? We all want the best. But the end game really is, if what happens, for example, I'm asking a very hard question. What happens, for example, if, let's say this woman here who had a small oven. Let's make it a little bit easier. She was not so wealthy. She had a small oven. She says to God, listen, God, I want to go and I want to make more things for people. Let me win the lottery so I can have a big oven. And let's say God says, no, these are your tools. So the person says, these are my tools to accomplish my mission. Because God might choose to change the tools, but not to change your mission. He's giving you new tools possibly to improve your mission. You did so well, now he wants you to do it at a higher level. But that's all what you have as a means to accomplish an end. The end is the most important thing. Yeah, we all would rather have nice tools, but the point is how you use what you have. That's 100% correct. That's the point. Of course, how you use what God gives you. Yeah, everyone here, and I'm sure we're all brilliant and beautiful. But I'm sure that everyone here wishes they were a little bit more brilliant, a little more beautiful. I'm sure of it, right? We all want that, but that's not the tools we have. And the tools that we take, the point is not what you're given. You know, I always had a problem. I never understood how people, you see Hollywood stars who are very conceited about the way they look. You know, I'm so beautiful. I'm Tom Cruise. Like, I don't get it. Like, what did you do to make yourself beautiful? Nothing. Nothing. You were born that way. What are you conceited about? You're given these tools. Was that? Was that? No, I'll give it that. Even more so, you know. You have less to be proud of. So what happens is you're given these tools. The point is with what your tools you're given was not to be conceited about those tools. The point is to take the tools and use them. And what makes a person great is not the tools they have. That's given to you. What makes a person great is how they use those tools.
I think a great example of that is who was, God-given beautiful in terms of aesthetics. But when he had his accident, that was when he really became who he really is. That was real like, I guess his mission was able to be activated once he went through the
Right, he transformed.
He transformed that accident into being a tool.
Yeah.
Great.
Beautiful. Okay, let me say what we have here. Because I want to sum this up and I want to flip it on its head. Okay, I want to make sure we have this, and then I want to cancel the whole thing. Okay? So here's what we got so far. We said like this. We said that Judaism believes that there's certain tools that God might give you. Yes. Certain tools you have, a certain disposition you might have, certain things that you might have, wealth, health, various things, maybe tools that are given to you. And the purpose of that is to accomplish your mission. But we said that you could do what? You could change your tools. You could change your mazel. That's what we said so far, right? As opposed to the Greeks who say you are determined, you can't change them. Okay? Now, I want to share with you one more story from the Talmud, which is going to blow this whole thing apart. Okay? You got it? Listen carefully. It's a little bit deep, but let's get it. Okay? Once we crack this, we'll understand the whole thing. Here's a case like this. Here's a story in the Talmud. It says as follows. It says there was a rabbi named Rabbi Elazar, and he was very, very poor. He was very poor. He had to go for a medical procedure one day. He goes through the procedure, he comes home, he needs to eat something. He goes into his refrigerator, there's nothing there. The refrigerator's nothing there. He goes through his closet, there's nothing there. All he finds to eat is one piece of garlic. Yeah. What's that? It's a good thing, right? Not as good as bourbon, right? Preston, but Scotch. He finds one piece of garlic. Okay? He eats a piece of garlic. You know what happens? He gets bad breath, that's right. That wasn't the answer. He eats the garlic and he faints. Okay? He passes out. He has no strength, he passes out. He was a great sage. The sages come in and they see Rabbi Elazar on the floor. And they see a very bizarre thing. He's passed out, but he's laughing and crying in his state of unconsciousness. You see, laughing, crying, they don't know what's going on. They pour water in his head, they say, "Get up! Are you okay?" And he gets up and says, "Oh my gosh, you are not going to believe what just happened." Tell us